No, what do you really do for work?
I DoorDash.
I DoorDash.
Children in Uganda eat because of
Oh my
me.
God. Guys.
Whatever you have, forget about it because it won't happen if you use this one product. Hey guys, I'm Kate, your skin therapist, and this is my podcast where we try to get under my skin. And who helps me with that is my best friend, Moise Jean. Hi, Moise.
I feel like it's supposed to be a compliment, but you just basically said I'm annoying.
You are. I'm not lying about
you're
it.
not lying about it. No, it's completely true.
And speaking of the little lies, we talked in our last episode about whole topic of the lies. But we were talking more about the lies that we do to ourselves, depression and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But how about we talked about lies that we do in our work areas, like not meaning like just like lying to our coworkers, but maybe just little lies that we do in social media and growing our businesses, or just like a businesses at all, or maybe like your work environment in general.
Oh, okay. Because when you said that, I was like,
I'm not ready to say.
We lie to our bosses all the time, and I'm not admitting any of that here. I'm not admitting any
I'm not
of that.
asking you to do so.
Wait, can people really comment? I just want to know, like, especially people like,
what is the biggest lie?
What's the biggest lie you said to work? I just really want to know.
Your boss. It's
it's
like one of the things like, I'm so sick. And you were like, you really wanted to go in that concert or something like that.
Oh, so I actually saw on like, someone told me this, that they actually lied and said that because they were really work because they were praying, because like they're like, oh, you know, I'm Muslim, I was praying, when really they're not even Muslim. But like they're like they're gonna think because I'm brown I could just say that's what they said, and it worked.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, you could lie whatever. I mean, you can lie saying you speak in like another like Polish or something, and people will believe you. Start speaking.
Oh, you know what I used to do is that when people like come up to me with someone I don't want to talk to, I'll be like, I'm so sorry, I don't speak English. My English is very little.
And they're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they just walk away.
Or I would just like straight up start speaking Russian. Привет, что? Не хочу с тобой разговаривать, отойдите от меня. Just like really,
and if it's
really
a
fast.
Dude, they'll be like, yeah.
Whatever you say.
And you're like, okay, this isn't working. This isn't working.
Svetlana.
Natasha.
In Turkey. Natasha, привет, вы красавица.
And you're like, all right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
Sidetracked.
As always. Anyway.
So
the little lies.
Lies. Like basically lies we do for work. Pretty much. Like to
for work or to other people.
Like to develop.
To develop. Like, you know, there's like one of the saying we a lot of times go by is like fake it until you make it. One of those things, you know, the lies that we tell ourselves and lies that we tell others about our like work environment or like our work niche in general. And what I was telling about, I think I've talked to you about that thing, you know. I opened my business almost a year ago. It will be in November. And thank you.
Clap at home.
Not going to lie, it's been a true roller coaster, you know. And when I was opening, I knew it is not a greatest time at all. November is usually my industry in general.
Slow season.
It's slow season before like Thanksgiving, Christmas, when like nails and hair usually pick up from there because we're trying to get ready, you know, for different like events. But skin goes on the side.
I didn't know that.
Huh?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's just because it's more corrective treatments. Like we can try to do Botox prior, but not rarely anybody tries to do it like that time.
Yeah.
And especially because a lot of people spending a lot of money on the presents and traveling and all of that. So that goes on, and it's a luxury industry. Like skin.
I mean, I'm just thinking like all those factors really
affect.
There's
so many things that affect it. So many. Even right now, political. because it's like prior presidential,
Yeah.
it always gets like, people get like quieter. People are afraid to spend. People are afraid to like make big moves until that like kind of wall crosses. And then, there's so many things that affect
That
them there.
you have to have an episode talking about those things. Those are actually really cool.
Interesting.
Like those are, I mean, those are pretty cool. I mean, I never even knew that. But like when those things are happening, what do you as a business owner in this field do to kind of, I mean, not saying
Compensating.
compensate or whatever?
A lot of different things. And maybe that's why I try to touch on the different areas, not just sitting in my office and waiting for the phone call. You know, I'm trying to do different options, you know, products. You try to put more products, more consultations, more be out there. Doing this even is another thing, you know. Try to grow in a different areas. And that's why you have to be very adaptive. You have to learn that. And I've always said, again, skincare industry is a luxury industry. It's going to fluctuate with the economy there is in the country. So there was 1 year could be absolutely phenomenal, and another year is not going to be like that. But coming back to that, like I knew that it wasn't the greatest time at all, but I didn't have really an option. So in my head, it was, okay, I'm going to do it now. I'm prepared that it's going to be slow until like mid-January or something like that. But at least I'll have time to like set up and like put myself out there and like prep everything out, versus just going and looking for work somewhere else. And it's going to take the time out of me preparing my business for like busier season and stuff like that. But this year, it was something is off. It took longer than it usually does to pick up, you know, and obviously you start questioning yourself, what am I doing wrong? Why is it not happening? I'm still not on the season where I want to be, like with the consistent flow and everything. And I know there's a lot of factors. New business, even though I'm in the industry for 6 years, it's a still new business. It's a still new location. It's still, a lot of things are different. And I remember myself, I'm like hitting myself on the wall, like my head on the wall, like, what am I doing wrong? What is wrong? Like, why it's not happening? And because you ask people around, they were like, oh, yeah, like, it's so good. We're writing this promotion. It's all here, like, blah, blah,
Which
blah.
people are you asking?
Like in the industry, like you see and looking around on social media again and all of that. And then, like, you get really, like, dark.
So you're saying everyone's kind of saying, like, oh, it's like,
oh yeah, like, oh,
we're good.
Like, we're good. Yeah, it started picking up. And then you ask people who are like reps and everything, and who actually don't have any relations to their businesses. They just go from business to business. And I'm like, oh, girl, everybody's suffering right now. It's like every single spa is suffering. Like, it is taking longer. And then you talk to other business owners that are actually honest, and they're like, oh yeah, like it didn't pick up to us until like April, you know, like, and like, I'm like, thank God. Thank God there's people out there like that.
Yeah.
To say the truth, to share their own story.
When did you expect, from your past knowledge, it was supposed to pick up compared to when they told you April is when?
Mid and January. That's when it usually picks up.
And then someone told you April is when they picked up.
Yep, and it's when it picked up.
But everyone was like, oh no, we're good.
Yeah, we're like, oh yeah, it's picking up. Like, but no. And I recently talked to a person who, again, doesn't have relationship, but she's like, yeah, my friend is a business owner at a spa for many, many years. And she made this year alone 30% less than the last year.
Yeah.
So people, like, economy is affected. And again, that's exactly what I said about the presidential change.
Yeah, 100%. You know, that's really interesting. I don't know, like, I feel like this kind of went back to what we were talking about last week when we were talking about, you know, just lying to yourself and lying to others. I just don't see the purpose of lying to someone else within the industry unless, like, I just don't get it. Like, it is kind of funny because I feel like a lot of people want to say things like, oh, we're there for each other. We have each other's back and whatever. And we all know they don't mean it, So when you were asking me about like, lying in the work, like what examples of this, I think of my background, So my background, public health research, clinical research, done informal education research, which is in the museums, political research. And I
take a moment here.
And thank you. And teach at a community college. Now, I will tell you all those, and I'm not saying which one, but only one of them from, let's say one of them, but one in particular really held on to their mission. And when they mean they're helping certain communities or certain people, they actually mean it. They stuck to it. I'm not going to say which one. And there are some who really, honestly, did not care, like at all. Like they really didn't care about the community or the people or the populations they're quote unquote saying they serve. But the worst part is they have all the knowledge and all the right verbiage to make a paragraph that makes them seem like they're Mother Teresa. I'm serious. And no.
It's like, what's her name? Children in Uganda eat because of me.
Oh my God. Tokyo Tony.
Tokyo Tony. Yes.
They eat because of me. Yeah, no.
I DoorDash. Once.
No, it's literally like that. Like saying like you're giving everything to help these people, or you're here for your own field and your own community and, whatever. And then they really don't care. And when you actually get into it, you start seeing, from my experience, and I feel like a lot of people here will kind of relate and seen this in their workplace, you see somewhat like the dark side of it. Like wait, but we're supposed to be here to care for, oh no, it's really about money. Or, oh, it's about my status. It's about my position. It's how I look. Who cares about them? It's always like that. And I've only had one boss, love to death. You know which boss.
I know exactly.
He, for sure, held that, like he really cares, like really cared about everyone who he was talking about. So I don't know. I think it's very, like I started to recognize, and like, and we said this about you in a couple podcasts ago. You said like, I can't lie to people. You are my, like, what would you say, my business card?
Oh, in
a sense? Like,
yeah, you're my walking business card.
You're my walking business card. Like, I'm not going to tell you, like, yeah, I can sell you this that you want, but I'm not going to give it to you because I care, and you are representing me, and I want to give you the best quality. I feel the same way, and I've had conflict with myself with a lot of work because I'm going, I love money, right? And I love XYZ. I love money, but I'm like, and some things I could just go through just by being quiet. I can just just be quiet and just deal with it. Okay. I don't know if anyone here noticed, but being quiet is not one of my skills. Being attractive, maybe, is a skill of mine. Getting under her skin is a skill of mine.
That is definitely a skill.
Another skill of mine is liking and subscribing.
I love you for that. And dingly thing.
Yes, like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Please and thank you.
But being quiet is not one of my talents.
And I absolutely love that part in you. I honestly, I
want to love it, but sometimes.
No, like every time I see it, I'm like, I'm so blessed to have you in my life. Like, and I'm honored to have you in my life. that type of person like you, because it's very rare, and B, you speak the truth no matter what. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but you actually stand up for people that needed to be stand up for, even though if you're risking your 100%. Own job. Yeah. And that in my heart is just takes a separate spot for that. It takes big guts to do something like that. And don't ever change, please.
No, I can't, and I
know
won't.
You can.
I recognize that I can't change that, and I won't. Like, I really won't, because, for example, like medicine, for example, a lot of people will go to med school and whatever, and a lot of people go into it. I want to help people and da 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 da, and then some people leave med school and they're straight up like, I don't really care about helping people. Right. I really don't. And then they work for Big Farm. No problem. Right. No problem, because they're like, I have the knowledge. I can do this. This makes money. I really don't care. To me, personally, some people may hate me for this.
It couldn't sit with me.
I don't have any problem with them doing it, because you don't need to be around people, probably. I'm serious.
I think it's the best.
It's the best, because I don't want those people around, like, my kids, or I don't want
pediatric care.
Being like, yeah, like that would be the worst. Like, could you imagine? Like, here you go, and the kid's like arm flailing off, and it's like, okay, but like, if it's like going into a field that really does not care about people, and it's giving you what you need and
then it ruins the reputation of the industry,
of the whole industry.
People
That's
stop
what I'm
believing
saying.
Doctors. People stop believing even like my industry.
100%.
And that's another thing that brings me in. That this is like a perfect example.
Vegas. Can I quickly just bring up Vegas?
Yes, you can.
So like we were in Vegas, and like we were talking like to some people, like, oh, what do you guys do for work? Cool. And then
I totally forgot about it.
He was clearly like trying to hit on you, which was the worst way to hit on a woman. So he's like, oh, so what do you do for work? And you were like, go ahead.
Oh, I was like, I'm an esthetician. Yeah, I was like,
he goes, no, what do you really do for work?
So I'm like, what? Like, I'm like, excuse me? He's like, I'm like, I have my skincare studio. No, but what do you actually do for work? I'm like, do you want me to say like OnlyFans or something? I'm like, I don't get it.
I think that's what he was hoping for.
What do you mean?
I think that's really what he was hoping for.
That man.
Don't say what he does.
No, I will.
No, do not.
Yes, I will.
No, you cannot. You cannot. Do not.
I'm not gonna say names of where he works. But
everyone's gonna be able to guess it, but go ahead.
He was like, I work for the best airline.
The best. Top.
The best.
And we're saying a couple of them. You could think of.
You probably just think about like the best ones. And he's like, no. And I say, no, this one? He's like, no. I'm like, maybe this one?
Better.
He's like better.
And we're like,
I'm like,
what? And then he says the one that's on everyone's mind as like, not the best one.
It's like $30 to the Florida back and forth.
Like on like, being held by like napkins. And he's like, that's the one I work for. And we're like.
And you questioning my job?
I was like, this is gaslighting, right? this qualifies as, because I'm like, we were both looking at each other like, I'm like, no, but for real though.
I was like, are you joking right now?
He's like, the best. The best. Sorry.
And what I found it every time when people don't know what the gaslighting is, are actually the gaslighters. Those are the people.
Yes. Like that's
like what it is. I'm like, what are you doing right now? Is it like gaslighting?
You're making it up. You're crazy. Okay.
Literally.
Thank you.
Okay. You just proved my career.
Thank you. But
what is it?
Sorry.
No, that was actually good. Little intro to it. But I got a text on the way here when I was driving, and this is from one of those like marketing tags that you get.
Yeah.
I use their like a travel makeup things. It's pretty good. It's just kind of like creamy, whatever. I'm not gonna get into it, but the actual beginning of it catches my eye because it says, which they did a good job on like attention seeking. It says, cancel your med spa appointment. Introducing Natural Retinol Trio, our most powerful anti-aging formulas in one use boosting bundle. Okay. I'm like, all right, well, let's take a look. I'm just like opening that, I'm already annoyed at this message.
Are they sending it to you?
It's just like a market, because I'm in the marketing.
Yes.
List,
okay. Right. Okay.
But just even like the beginning of that, cancel your med spa appointment. So this is like the lies that we say. And that's, again, I'm talking about, people losing the trust in the industry, because every single company is going to be out there. Our product is the best. It's going to fix all your issues, acne, rosacea, aging, whatever you have. Forget about it, because it won't happen if you use this one product. Okay. And that's almost like, I can think about any companies out there, they're going to make those type of statements. And maybe that's my like blessing or curse. I just hate doing it, and I don't do it. I'm just transparent and honest. I always say I would rather to under promise and over deliver than do the complete opposite. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. We're talking about the company that has zero relations to treating the skin, besides like its makeup company. Okay.
Right.
You're pretty good makeup, like no issues to that. I'm not saying anything like for that, but you're making claims that literally you should cancel your appointments. And I'm not just saying, oh, sorry about that. I don't know why it's happening.
Cancel your appointment. that's the lie bell.
It's like this Jesus sitting in a
like,
But we're talking about you promising. And again, I'm not talking from the business perspective. I'm just talking in general. You're saying this. Your trio, 3 products, is going to fix all the issues that the people have, and they should be canceling the appointments, whatever, with doctors, with their providers, or skincare professionals, okay? But literally looking, that's actually I hate the most, the age-defying powder of natural retinol. Retinol is technically, it's vitamin A.
Right.
Whatever you go, natural or chemically derived. And chemically is not bad. Chemically, it means we're just deriving molecules. It doesn't mean we're adding like chlorine into it. I'm like, okay, I'm putting like bleach into it and making a chemical. Like, it's the biggest misconception. Actually, natural, it doesn't mean safer or better.
Right.
People have more reactions from like, I don't know, if you rub a plant on your skin, you're gonna. Yeah, exactly.
No, seriously.
There's a lot of, speaking of that, there is a going viral video. We're probably gonna put the little thing onto it, where a girl literally puts shit on her face. She does, and she says, how it's like the greatest thing out there, and that's the TikTok videos bringing the attention. There's a lot of skincare professionals that are coming, carrying that, and just asking people, begging people not to do that. And I am one of them. Please don't try that.
So that's like a really viral thing.
It is a viral thing now. Like, and that's, I'm talking about people making claims, do anything to bring that attention.
Yeah.
From the place where you don't know anything about it. Like, you don't know anything about like skin health. You don't know about the general health. I'm just going to bring the attention. I'm like a TikToker, whatever it is. Let me put something that it wasn't out there. We're ready to try the Tide Pads. We're ready to try, like mermaid slime. Or like, what else? Great idea.
Well, I think, so for me, like, I don't know if anyone else sees this. I kind of looked and I went like, well, it's marketing. Like that, what they're doing. It's marketing.
It's marketing.
But what you're saying, I mean, you understand the business side of what they're doing. We get it. But the worst part is you're harming people and an industry simultaneously, because this place doesn't even do skincare.
Yeah.
It does skin cover.
It does apply on the skin. You do a pretty good job with the makeup. But you're, making all of this claim, natural retinol, there's going to like fix all your issues. And natural retinol, they were referred to bakucho. Bakucho is a great extract. Nothing was wrong with that. But it's not going to fix all your issues. It just won't. It won't fix your aging. It won't fix your wrinkles. It's not going to replace your Botox. It's not going to replace your skincare products just on its own. You know, it's not that. It's not.
So who are more vulnerable? Like, what kind of people are more vulnerable to like falling for these like traps? Kind of just. Are there more people, or is everyone?
Pretty much everyone who is not really industry or like getting into knowing. Let's say a lot of people didn't really pay attention to like their skin. They're like, okay, something I want to get into, or maybe they use the makeup and don't, you know, learn about it much, but they get this text message and I'm like, oh wow, like that's great. Like, so, I'm going to try that. I mean, so it's like majority of people can fall for it.
You know what I think? Like, quickly, I think a big thing is a lot of people don't have exposures to like friends or even acquaintances who are in the industry.
Right.
That's why, I mean, you're amazing. So there's sometimes I've even like was like, oh, I got this like, you know, face wash thing. Is this good? And you're like, it's all right. Like, you know,
wash your face.
It'll wash your face. And I'm like, oh, I thought this was going to be really like, it says whatever. You're like, I mean, nah. But I mean, you're like, it's not hurting, but like whatever. That's what we need someone to be able to like consult with, like, hey, like, you know, I saw this, you know, I'm going to get this. Is that cool?
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah, I know. I know how you're like, you're gonna be like, no, that would be great for it. No, you should not use that. And I think that's very important for people to use like resources like you to even contact online or like, you know, whichever way to even ask basic questions, because you are very, very open about products you should use. These are great products. These aren't great products. And I feel like there should be an episode even you talking about the difference between like products that are accepted in the US compared to the UK.
That's actually
like,
a good one.
Yeah, those, like when you taught me that, I was like, my mouth like I knew about foods. I knew about foods.
Yeah.
But like that
US has like very unregulated. Like
the lies.
If we're talking about like hundreds of banned ingredients in skincare in Europe, and we're talking about like barely a dozens, maybe a couple of dozens in the United States. Maybe 40, I think. Maybe I'm like wrong, but I'm not going to make claims on that. But like under
I'm telling you
like
all,
50.
when you, like, if you did your research on it or when she talks about it, it'll make you like, it made me, and I don't even use skincare products like that. And I'm like, I don't even like look at soap. I'm like, you liar. You liar.
Even soap, like I'll just give it an example of, you know, people underestimating a power, even of like a simple things. Oh, I'm not going to like, what is this cleanser for $5 different from this cleanser from like $35 or $40? Right. And literally just recent example of my social media assistant girl. She was traveling to New York and she forgot her regular cleanser. She uses the Epicurus and she's very oil prone. 2 days. She went to Walgreens, bought just a simple cleanser, broke out her face. Like her face was broke out. She came back and it was like completely all different, you know.
Wow.
And a little thing, simple thing as a cleanser can make things like that. So, the
little lies. Sorry. I'm clean.
You're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. You know, I hope, I feel like I'm just hoping that people will be more open and transparent, even when it comes down to their work and business. And more people are exposed to that, the more people you gain trust to it, you know, because we're not perfect. None of us perfect. No business are perfect. And without like honesty and transparency and like raw feedbacks, we can't grow.
And it just helps the community in general. Exactly. It just helps the whole community to know that whoever they're speaking to or reading from, they can actually trust.
Yeah.
And we just need to build the trust.
Yeah, exactly. We're all humans. Anyway, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me again. Love you.
Like and subscribe.